when y'all come in, please make sure y'all hit that love button. Please make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And please make sure y'all hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's going on? What's popping like it?
Doing fantastic. The guy's back here again.
Hey, looking pretty good, yo. Hey, guys, see, we got our channel back. You know, there was nothing to it. We got it fixed. Now we got our channel back. Safe and easy. But so, hey, man, today's a good day. Let's go. Let's get it.
Go ahead, Jordan. Do your thing. Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right. What's going on, people? What's going on? Good to see you guys on this great Wednesday afternoon, great Wednesday evening. We love you guys. We're gonna make sure we shout you out in the chat. But today's topic, hey, we saw something. This one chick, she trends again. What's her name? Brittany Renner. So apparently she was on the podcast on the Danza Project podcast. Shout out to them. Make sure you subscribe to them. Also, not just her, but Charles Ryder, they're both on the podcast too. And as you can tell, you know, they had a good conversation until everything kind of went left. And one of the reasons that kind of went left was they asked a question of, you know, Brittany Renner's ex was PJ Washington, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets. And I believe, you know, he recently signed a contract, I think like a 3-year contract worth $57 million. And so once, you know, PJ Washington's situation, you know, brought up because, you know, everybody, you know, ever since, you know, the past, 2 years now, you know, we all know about the history about the PJ Washington situations of, you know, that, you know, apparently she was stalking PJ Washington ever since, you know, college and, you know, together, that baby, and supposedly, you know, after she got the baby, she secured the bag, and you know, she put that they like the internet put her kind of as a villain role and everything, like how you play PJ Washington. So on the podcast, you know, that PJ Washington situation came up, and you know, once that came up, it kind of turned left, and you know, it just went left. You know, Brittany Renner, she just started, you know, getting on people that was in a podcast, pouring water on Charleston White, pour water on the other guy that was on the podcast as well, and she started twerking on Charleston White and poured more water and everything, and then she started being belligerent and cussed everybody out and everything. But we're gonna get to it. So we're gonna show you the video. Now this is from the Danza podcast. You know, this is fair use, y'all. Fair use. Just want to let you know. We're gonna play this play for you. So go ahead, I can't play it. After that, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna chop it out.
PJ just got an amazing contract. How does that make you feel as a woman knowing that's your baby father? What is your first view on that?
Honestly, I want my child's father to win.
Exactly.
It's just what it is. And regardless of what people say, I believe he deserves whatever he feels he's worthy of. So, whatever that contract looks like, that's what it looks like. And I didn't have a child. You know, I had a second-degree tear. You know what that looks like?
I'm going to say
Hello?
no. I'm going to say no for all of us.
Is everybody fucking listening?
Say no.
Hello?
Yeah,
a second-degree tear? You know what that looks like?
I mean, that boy was that big when you had him.
He was, I think it was 8.1.5.
That means she had a big baby.
Almost 9 pounds, right?
Another NBA player.
Does that matter to you? Does that matter to you? Who had such a motherfucking opinion about me?
Wait,
Does
time
that matter?
out. It's grew. My opinion changed, but
Hold
yeah,
on! Answer the motherfucking question.
No, it didn't initially. No, hell no.
Okay, I had a second-degree tear. That means they sewed me up.
Yeah, okay.
Right. You know what that means? That means I love that motherfucker. My pussy was fucking split open for him. Right. You understand that? He was 9 pounds.
Big boy.
Okay?
Gratefully, I had a 5-pound baby.
Good for you.
Yeah,
my baby was almost 9 pounds.
Big boy.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. All right?
No, I wanted to say that because I think it is important. A lot of people do.
What's important?
That you do wish well for them.
Most.
Here's the thing. Let me just tell you, You and every one of the motherfuckers that are commenting, she's doing too much. She. At the end of the day, this pussy had a 2nd degree tear. Do you know what that means?
You just taught us.
Ripped.
What is it?
Ripped.
Thank you, Charleston.
Ripped open.
Ripped.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, boy had a head like his daddy.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Boy had a head like his daddy.
Damn, shoot some horse.
All right.
Hold on.
So, a ripped fucking vagina. Hold on.
Say it again. Say it again. For the people in the back.
Let me tell you something. 50 pounds. Do you hear what I'm saying?
That boy born 50 pounds?
No, you gained.
I gained 50 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Charleston, 50 pounds. That's just somebody, I'm just whatever. It's about money. Let me tell you something. I can't be bought.
Hello.
That's what all these people in the chat can't seem to understand. They think I can be bought. They think that it's just about money. It's just whatever. It's the highest bidder. I believe in true love.
Hello.
I heard her say that. But you
I
know,
said
we
it
be thinking-
100 fucking times.
Hey, listen.
Hello!
Hey, listen, now listen.
Listen to what I'm fucking saying. Shut the fuck up when a real bitch is talking.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Get
Shut
the
the
room.
fuck up.
Take the room.
Here we
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, ma'am. Here we go.
Because I'm a real fucking bitch. You hear what I'm saying?
Talk.
And I care. And I'm a hopeful romantic. But I can't control. At the end of the day, I try to force something that wasn't mine. That wasn't my person. And that's okay. He's sitting over there motherfucking. Shut the fuck up.
Oh shit.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking.
That's peripheral.
Shut up.
That's peripheral.
Seriously, shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Because if you ever felt real love to where you have a motherfucking 2nd degree tear, hello?
Wait. He didn't mean it.
Hello?
He didn't mean it.
Shit.
Hello? You don't know what it's fucking like.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry. I meant to hit this nigga.
Wrong guy.
Let me tell you
Wrong guy,
something.
champ. Wrong guy,
Shut the
champ.
fuck up. This right here is about to go. Let me tell you something.
We good.
Shut up
We good,
when
we
I'm
good.
fucking talking.
No, seriously, yo, come on. For
Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. I meant to hit that nigga. Because you sitting over here laughing.
All right, chill. Relax.
I ain't chilling.
Relax.
Because at the end of the day, it ain't your pussy. Hey, listen. I hear you.
Nah, that ain't cool, lady. For real, I'm not part of this.
Hey, listen. That's fine. But guess what? You protecting him is what it is. Is it not? Is it not? Is it not?
She hit the wrong nigga,
Hey,
champ.
don't be sitting over there laughing.
I'm not here to
Let me tell you, I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to him right here. I ain't talking about. Then bat me in my
champ.
shit. Then
Champ, she cool,
Apologies,
champ.
bat me in my shit.
Apologies, champ.
Bat me in my shit.
I don't hit women, yo.
That all right? Then shut the
Shannon
fuck
Briggs
up.
right here tripping out. We're good.
Apologies, champ.
At the end of the day,
Lady, for real.
all right, I don't give a fuck you talking about lady. I don't care. At the end of the day, nobody knows what I went through. Nobody knows what I'm going through. So nobody, you, him, whoever the fuck, you don't get to sit here and talk about shit.
My mother, this drunk bitch is playing herself.
Ain't nobody drunk bitch talking about nothing.
We family
What's
here.
up?
We family here.
What's up?
We family here.
What's up?
We
Champ,
family.
nah,
I ain't talking about nothing.
We all right, champ.
We
We all
ain't
right,
talking about
champ.
nothing.
We family.
This is Charleston's people, not mine.
She all right,
It's
champ.
Charleston's
She all right,
people.
champ.
No, we family. We
He
family.
say you all right.
I ain't no fucking security, bitch.
I don't give a fuck what you talking
Come on,
about.
champ.
Bat me in my
champ.
shit then.
It's all good.
Bat me in my shit then.
Come on.
Then shut the fuck up.
Ask me about my wife.
Chill.
Everybody
Let's
hit your
relax.
motherfucking buzzer, bitch.
All right, let's reset the room. Let's reset the room.
It is what it
guys.
is.
Let's reset the room.
It
guys.
is what it is.
Everybody cool, guys. Everybody cool.
It is what it is.
The Nicki Minaj We family here, guys.
Hey, shut
All
the
right.
fuck
We
up.
family here, guys.
You don't like Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner, we fuck with her. Shut
Who's
the
got
fuck
music
up.
playing? All right. Let's relax. Let's reset the room for a second.
Nah, don't reset shit. The fuck we on?
We on the motherfucking
Charleston!
Danza Project, baby.
Motherfucking Capricorn in the motherfucking building.
Well, there you go. You see why she was trending. A lot of people, in the social media and YouTube page that was, reacted to this. As you can know, as Brittany Renner, she could always find a way to make herself viral. Don't matter if she's doing it by herself or she's in a podcast. And and you can see what the topic is, and this is kind of what like pretty privilege. And my wife, I showed this to my wife yesterday too. And the first thing she said was pretty privilege. Why she said pretty privilege? Because if you have an average chick do that, they probably would kick her out. But somebody like Brittany Renner, how pretty she is because if you watch the full interview, the full podcast, you can see that with Charles White, saw Brittany Renner, he was speechless. He didn't say he couldn't say anything. He was very very speechless, because how beautiful she was and everything. So as you can see, there's a part of pretty privilege that we see what Brittany Renner can do, and people were belligerent, probably was, drunk and throwing bottles at people. And the thing is, it's like when Charles Wright says, hold on, champ, hold on, champ, hold on, champ. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe she threw a bottle to a former heavyweight boxing champion. And that's why Charles Wright says, champ, 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 because she threw the white baby. So we definitely gonna talk about it. So we all seen this clip, we're gonna react to it. So I'm passing to you, Ronnie. What do you think about, this reaction of what Brittany Renner did to the podcast? Do you believe she has pretty privilege?
No, I don't think she had privilege because there's women that prettier than her got kicked out of Fresh and Fit. Multiple podcasts. I've seen a lot of multiple podcasts of pretty women get kicked out of certain podcasts, especially there was a pretty girl that got kicked out of No Jumper. This goes on and on and on. It don't have nothing to do with pretty privilege. It's just right now, it's just that they're trying to make their podcast known. Because to be honest, I don't even know who those guys are. When I saw them trending, I was like, oh, okay, there's try to be another No Jumper or another Fresh and Fit. But Charleston White, I think people were watching it because of the simple fact of Charleston White. I don't think it had nothing to do with Brittany Griner. Even if Brittany Griner wasn't there, people still watching it because of the simple fact of Charleston White. Charleston White been trending for a very long time. Hopefully one of these days we could probably collab with him. I'm gonna try to work on that. But that's what I'm saying, like, it's just stuff like that. It's just that she's just there at the right time and the right opportunity. Not only that, when you got the aspect of alcohol, drugs. I'm not gonna say she's on drugs, but that whole scenery with alcohol, drugs, and people talking about your past relationship, stuff like that tend to happen. You're gonna have someone that's gonna react to it, especially for someone like her, because she is a woman, very emotional being. So she's gonna react. Now at the same time, of course, after that clip, there's another clip where she started going on and working on Charleston White. Because that one saying it's just because of the alcohol and they not having fun. And that one say it is. It's an environment where you go, you have fun, you kicking it, you having a good time. But I think certain issues, especially as a host and as a podcaster, I think there's certain issues and certain questions you shouldn't ask the person that's on your panel as a guest, because sometimes it can make them feel uncomfortable. But as you can see, she quickly reacted because that's something. She didn't conduct herself very well. I'm just being honest, because if she could conduct herself very well, I think it would have been a very awesome interview, and it could have still been funny and very exciting at the same time, because there's other places that she does interview. Like I said, when she go on No Jumper, she don't do things like that. So it's where she goes. So if she see like, okay, there's an opportunity for me to wild out, I'm gonna wild out, and that's pretty much what transpired. But go ahead, Hakeem. I want to hear your thoughts.
Definitely. I want to take the stance that Just Hear Me Out asks, why is she famous? Why isn't she known? When has it ever become that the baby mama was to be known about these type of things? But let's also talk about something else. I do want to kind of agree with what Jordan kind of say, because in a sense, the way she act, if this was another situation and a different type of female, it probably would have went totally different. You know what I mean? And I'm only just not trying to be biased, but just trying to be honest about it. Because I tried to veer that, because somebody should have escorted her ass out. You could tell she's having some type of mental problem. Because you don't go just spaz out like that and just go do this thing. Even if you're doing it for clout, you don't want to make yourself look like you a blatant idiot.
Yeah. Just really looking at this, when you have Brittany Renner, well, as you can see, she was trending as we everybody talk about it, and you have Charleston White into a podcast this way. Like I said, you don't know what type of it was gonna go left, far left or whatever. So you have, I know if we would have had them on our podcast, even though we would have been a different way, we probably would have got some numbers. But they kind of went with the way of give to get the shock value, get the wow value, get the shock value, as in if you go to like a Fresh and Fit or other podcaster who goes who get a little bit extreme and start arguing and be belligerent like Brittany Renner does. So with their podcast, they did a successful job because as you can see, they let Brittany Renner do what she want to do. They ain't stop her. They just been quiet. You can just see, Tupac, they was chilling, just looking. They make sure nobody got like seriously hurt or anything, and just let her be her. And they probably did the same thing with Charleston White. So with that podcast, they know exactly what they're doing with Brittany Renner. They wanted it, once they brought that question about, PJ Washington, because, that's been trending, for the past 2 years now, ever since they got together and everything. Also with him, with another chick, I believe they're getting married and everything. And the thing is, they always use that PJ Washington, not just on the podcast. I remember but she was at Rolling Loud in Miami over a month ago, and she wasn't trending, but it was like a little trend of one of the audiences saying, you tricked PJ Washington and everything. And the thing, but that is, she got to live the rest of her life, till that goes away, because to me that's not gonna go away, because the people are always gonna remember, always bring it up, because it's formatted on on the internet, it's on social media. So what that is, she's part of being the villain, and the thing is, she's not the type of person who can be able to cope with that, because look how she's acting right now. She's having mental problems with it, and to me, she needs to seek therapy about it, because when she went that, like I said, when you win that type of fame, even though she's not super duper famous, I'm not really famous like that, she still got as people would say, I don't know if she's an IG model. We'll just say she's an IG model, because you go to her page, she's still taking pictures of herself, taking sexy pictures, and you still got people and women, they still like her. Also she has a book out too, and people also like her book. So she's, like I said, she's just famous for, I guess, being an IG model. So what I'm about to say. But yeah, so what their podcast did, they did A+. They went viral. Everybody's talking about it like we are. But the thing is like, with Brittany Renner, it's like, what she's going through right now, and as people was asking that question, it's just like, I don't think she doesn't know how to cope with it, and she definitely needs help, because I feel like in the next 5 or 10 years, she's, as you can see, people who has those like mental problems, they just go down and down and down, and they get, hopefully there was a heaven, they go into doing drugs, being drug abuse and all that type of thing. So it's a lot of things. I know what goes ahead with Brittany Renner, but the thing is, it's like, if you give her the money to be belligerent, she gonna do it. She probably got a good 5,000, maybe 8,000, 6,000, 7,000 just to do what she's supposed to do. So, and the thing is, like, as long as she's getting that money and they tell her to do some, she want to be belligerent, cool, or she go to different podcasts, condones herself, just speak like she's supposed to be, like with KS or just Curly things, when they did interview where it could be like that. So, yeah, man, it's just if you go to a podcast, do certain interviews, and you just going in a different type of area, you get that type of vibes that you might go left, or it might be in the middle, or you go far left, like you just see with Brittany Renner, you could go that way. So with that, the podcast got what they wanted, and also you can say Brittany Renner, she got what she wanted. She got viral again, and she got probably a nice little check with that as well.
No, sugar. I'm not mad. I'm just thinking of the whole concept with Brittany Renner, because I understand why she did it. Because when you come from a space where there's a lot of toxicity, and now that we're pretty much being a podcast, people gotta understand something. This is entertainment. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep the crowd entertained. I would say I understand what she's doing when it comes to the entertainment aspect. I don't think it had nothing to do with her being pretty, because I would say I named podcasts where a pretty woman has gotten kicked out. But it's just that is the simple fact is I think the whole involvement with alcohol, I think like certain people shouldn't be drinking alcohol if they're gonna become that way. Like I don't think they should allow certain alcohol within their podcast. I think there's certain podcasts they do not allow alcohol in it because it seems the after effect of you have someone like that pretty much disrupt the show or try to hurt the host or hurt the cameraman or hurt somebody. It become very very dangerous. So that's why I say I don't have no aspect of this to me. I don't think it has to do with privy privilege. And like I said again, both of them two guys. You got Brittany Renner and also Charleston White, who both trends at the same time. Like anything they drop is going viral. So you want to make sure you get both of the entertainment aspect. Look, we're talking about these guys. I don't even know these guys from a can of paint. That's why I say. But the same fact that they have two people that's very well known, especially within this space, people are going to be like, oh, okay, let me see what's going on. Let me see what it's talking about. But it was a good show. I would say it's a good show because it's very entertaining. So you want to go there for a good laugh. That's how you keep the show going. But go ahead.
Oh, okay, I want to say something before you go. Let's just say this. Let's say we got Brittany Renner on the show, and we, interview her in a way. There's a difference, space. I mean, not different space, but there's a different type of vibe, different type of energy that we bring here. Which we know what questions we can ask her, and also what questions we might not ask her, or we might bend a little bit. And if you see maybe she makes a little bit vulnerable, maybe it's a type of question we can kind of ask. Try in a vulnerable way, but it won't be like we're attacking or anything like that. And also with that, with us, we could ask, we could be good, and also we could be entertained with Brittany Renner. And then also all the women that we interview that comes from Care Culture Radio, they feel safe, they feel good, they know that we're not trying to attack women. So you could just tell when, if you go to these different, when Brittany Renner go to these different, podcasts or she get interviews, she kind of knows what's going to go on. She feel like if she see alcohol and people don't care, she kind of says, okay, this might go left, maybe I could just do this and be trend. Or she might go to the another podcast where she she might feel safe, people's not going to attack her, people are not going to really get at her, or just like a live stream, people are not going to say nasty things on the chat. And people just give her a good interview or probably some entertainment, she'll feel okay. But like I said, with Brittany Renner, like I was saying with Charleston White, any podcast that he go to, he could go to a podcast that might go left, or he might go to a podcast and say, hey, this might be a good interview. He's not going to really get at me, try to disrespect me or anything. The same thing with Charleston White. So, you just go to the different podcasts of what they just did, and as you see, they went left and it got viral off of that.
We just have to look at it that there's certain people who live in just a different mindset, and that the fact that she's even the topic of subject, and a lot of women look up to her because it still gives the opportunity that she represents somebody who got with somebody with a lot of money, and she's not with the guy, but hey, she's going to be taken care of. When are we going to start focusing on people as persons? You feel what I'm saying? John Smith. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, he's been here he watched it for a little bit. Shout out to John Smith. We miss you, buddy.
Where you been at, brother? Mr. Smith. Before I get into shout outs to Barry White, shout outs to Sherry Bryant. Sugar Bum, thank you for joining us. My brother just hear me out. So the fact is, I just hope that a lot of women can look at that person and know that this is not the type of people you want to try to associate yourself with. You know what I mean? Or just even to try to model. But it's just sad that she is a person that's considered to be a representation of Black culture. You know what I mean? Or whatever culture, or hip hop or entertainment. And people will look at this and
No, but I get what the women are saying in the chat because I'm reading the comments in the chat, and one of the things the comment has said is that we're not being consistent on Sugar Bond. I'm not gonna lie, I think you're right because if it was a black woman, we would have went in, we would have went all the way in. But in this case, the only reason why I'm not going all the way in with this scenario because the thing would have happened with the woman in Dubai. She was not drunk. This woman here was drunk. That's why I was like, you can see it. She was drunk. So that's why I'm not going all the way in. I know what alcohol can do because I've been in podcasts with alcohol and seen behind the scenes where alcohol do turn left. So that's why I say I understand when it's alcohol, drinking, it's probably smoking weed. Who knows what the case may be? Stuff like that tend to happen. Does it make it right? No, because you're supposed to be able to still conduct yourself in the right fashionly manner. But at the same time, when you have on the podcast or when someone's hosting a show and they say like, okay, there's two well-known people, I want to make sure I get as much information I can get so I can get this viral moment so I can get well-known within this space. And that's pretty much what they've done. Because now, guess what? Everybody gonna watch to see if she's gonna come back again for another interview. That's just how the business goes. So that's the only reason why I didn't really go in on Brittany Renner because I knew she was drunk. Now, if she wasn't drunk, if that was her being regular, I would have went all the way in. I would have been like, man, this girl is totally out of line, but because she was drunk. So that's why I don't have no feedback towards that. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, the thing is, we got a Brittany Renner before, in the past. When we did her reactions and everything about, the stuff that if she messed up on anything, with Brittany. I mean, with that, other people can really get on her. For us, it's like, what can we say? It's Brittany Renner. We already know what she's gonna do. She did the same thing in the past, and what she did there, we're not surprised. We're just surprised. We'll be surprised if there's a level of consistency when she goes to different podcasts and people is not gonna attack her and then she's not gonna retaliate back. If you start seeing consistency when she start if she be defensive and then she start retaliating and then she just be calm, cool, and collected, and we see consistency with Brittany Renner, that was surprising and shocked me because that's telling me she did the work. She probably got therapy and she's trying to be the best version of herself. But as you can see there, she, got the check and then she did what she did. And hey, we reacting to what we usually we see what Brittany Renner do if she goes to the podcast and everything goes left.
I say this. Barry Wright said a comment that I think that needs to be. She said it, but she said it jokingly. I want you to know it's okay for her to hit a man with anything, then beg him to hit her. Then she'll call the police. Still cuffs goes on. Who wins and who loses?
Yeah, that's woman privilege. That's not pretty privilege. That's woman privilege right there. Simple.
No, but a lot of people say in the chat she said she wasn't drunk. Clearly, you can see she was drunk because she was drinking water the whole time. When somebody's drinking, they're gonna drink water.
And then start twerking too.
Yeah.
It's just like you got to think like, okay, even if she's not drinking on the live, she probably was drinking behind the scene because sometimes people drink to loosen themselves up. Like we had podcast who we interview was drinking behind the scene because it loosens you up. So that's why I say I get the whole aspect of it. Now that's why I say I do agree with Sigmund about if it was a black woman, people would have went all the way in. So they kind of give her a pass, and I was like, the only reason why I'm giving her a pass because of the simple fact she was drinking. Now, if she wasn't drinking, it would have been a whole situation. I mean, when it was I think it was Charmaine and Thomas Sotomayor, I didn't get upset at Charmaine. I was like, she did what she did. You get what I'm saying? Because she was drinking. I give her a pass, but a lot of people went in on her like, oh, you should have never hit Tommy Sotomayor. You should have never did that. She was wrong. She was out of line. She don't know how to conduct herself. Me, I didn't do that. I was like, Fresh and Fit should not allow them to drink on a podcast because this is what happens when you drink. Drinking sometimes makes things become very dangerous. But I hope those men learn a lesson. Like, hey, if we're drinking on a podcast, we got to drink after we're done. We can't drink while we're doing the podcast because stuff like this will happen. Bottles will be thrown out. Now, At the same time, with me, Hakeem, and Jordan there, I'm not gonna lie, I would have kicked her ass out. That's just me. But some guys don't operate that way. Some guys keep it there because they say, I want the views and I want the likes. And I want the subscribers, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you like, I don't know. But yeah, it's just like I said, you won't, and I won't be surprised if you go on another podcast if they pay her 5 or 10,000. Hey, I need you to be this way. We'll pour some liquor on the cup, and we'll just do you and just go viral again. And you just see a lot of podcasts that will do that. If they got the money, and if they're in such a situation like, hey, that's an idea. Get Brittany Renner. Let's make sure, let's get her a drink and everything, and, let her be belligerent, ask her the same question that you always hear about, her and PJ Washington situation, and being a baby, with the kid and everything. And, it's a chance that you can go viral. A chance that you go viral. Or same thing with Charleston White or any other, person that's, a top of social media person or social media influencer that you get on your podcast, and you can start a little something and get your views like that, and that's what one of the things you two about, on the entertainment side, people like to see entertainment, especially somebody like Brittany Renner or somebody else, be belligerent and do what she did, throw water to a man and everything, and then acting crazy, even though that's very, very childish, very annoying. But yeah, that's how some of these podcasters think. If I can get her on there, she act that sort of way like she just did on that podcast, we definitely can get views.
Now, y'all, a lot of y'all was saying, how did she get famous? I'm sorry to say, but it was your beloved Hakeem Jordan Cam Samuels. He was pushing for women like these. If you want a woman, get a woman like Brittany Renner. He pushed her very heavily. The man, I'm sorry to say, I fought with Anton, but Anton, same thing. Anton interviewed Brittany Renner, say that's the type of woman man should try to get folks. So if you have men pushing women like these, man, like they're gonna accept her behavior. They're like, okay, she may be loud, rude, obnoxious, and now that throwing water all around, but I want a baddie, so I'd rather deal with a woman like Brittany Renner. So that I'm saying, like, it comes with a push, it comes to pushing the con, and I think that's what's going on right now with it when it comes to the aspect of how a lot of men are not really going in on her too much, because a lot of men are advocating for women like her to be married.
That's true.
So it comes with a punch. And now I say, if it was a black woman, I already know they would have honored in 110%. I understand the women's frustration in the chat, because it's true. I get it. Same time, if you have black men that's promoting women like Brittany Renner to get married and talking about that's what men should thrive for. Fit. What's the 5 words on Jordan again? I think it's fit, feminine, friendly.
It's 3: fit, fit, feminine, and friendly.
So they're gonna sacrifice their well-being and deal with a woman like Brittany Renner.
Yeah, I was gonna say another thing how she went viral is because I think 3 or 4 years ago when she was in a car and she talked about how many entertainers and sports player that she slept with, and that went super duper viral, and it went super duper viral because people want to know who she slept with, in the music industry, or who she slept, who was in the sports and everything, and that clip got so popular that she wrote a book about it. And I think her book was New York bestselling time as well. So, and a lot of people wanted to know how she would sleep with, and people was calling her the new superhead 2.0 and everything, because how many men she slept with in the entertainment and sports industry. Same thing with the superhead Karen Steffens did back in her late 90s, 2000, how she slept with a whole lot of entertainers and some basketball players, I believe some football players, and stuff like that. When women, when they, when they're like in the height of her career, like Brittany Renner, what she did, you sleep with entertainers and everything, and all the entertains you knows who you are. And there was a time when she went to Jackson State, I think it was 2 years ago, and Deion Sanders wanted to bring her up, talk about the lifestyle of the in the NFL and how Brittany Renner, when she had a blue check marks, she was getting DM by almost 20s and 30 people that have blue check marks, like straight DMing her because she was a hot chick. Like in high school, it's always a hot chick in high school. It's always a hot chick in college, and at the time she was the hot chick. And everybody want to be with her, want to sleep with her, from the big music entertainers and all those sports entertainers. So when you in the celebrity world, there's always a woman like Lori Harvey at the time. She was super hot at the time, early 20s, and she got with Michael B. Jordan and everything. So it's always the it chick. Every couple of years, as you'll see on the social media platforms, say, oh, the next, it'll be about me a chick next year or 2 years from now, and she might be so hot that the people in the entertainment industry they want to get to her, they want to know her and everything. I'll say another thing. Ice Spice, when Ice Spice she popped up last year, she was kind of it chick, in a way, and people want to DM her and everything, but then but that video she came out, you think I was feeling you, she was kind of a chick at the time, she was young, I think she was 21, 22, people want to get to know her and everything. But then again, it's always a chick, and that's how Brittany Renner, one of the reasons Brittany Renner got famous.
These women, and let me preface this. This is what just hear me out. She said that's what fellas like. That's what fellas like to sleep with. Not keep forever. Now, mind you,
nope.
Didn't PJ marry her?
No, I'm saying they married those women. I'm sorry.
No. But listen. Not all of them get married. She particularly got married, but they can't keep them. Some of them will get them married. That doesn't mean that they're gonna keep them.
Gwen's not looking for women like Jess J, Sherry Bryant. Nah, they want those type of women.
Not the rich men.
Yeah. Hey, Hakeem, I sent you another video of Charles Barkley reaction to Brittany Renner when you get a chance to play. But go ahead.
I disagree. I could be in a city where rich men, they ain't women like that all the time are marrying them. We in a city that's doing that. Now I can't speak for the country, but I'm talking about in the city. Yes,
I agree with you that there's in the city they're doing it. They're there to put them in bed, lay them, but they're not marrying all of them. Bernice Bogo's not married.
No, she said she turned down marriage proposals. She said that all the time in the interview. I remember she mentioned that. They marrying these women.
No, they're not. Listen. A lot of them are not getting married. I'm not saying some of them are getting married. They can't keep the men with the money. They can't keep them. You can't maintain them. None of them are getting billionaires. None of them getting 100 millionaires. A couple 100,000 to $1 million max.
Or they can get a young NBA player. Look what LaMelo Ball he got. He got a IG chick who was in the 30s, and there's look with and also look with the Zion Wilson situation. We talked about that, and then there's another young NBA player. He's a center from St. Sons. He got him a baddie, anything, all that type of stuff. She's not getting yeah.
For those women, they're not going for women like Jess J, Sherry Bryant. They're not doing that. Now if we talking about us, like Hakeem, I get you, but those type caliber man, they're going. Mind you, keep it in mind, Shaq just recently was on a date with Brittany Griner.
Yeah, he was simping though. He was simping.
But the thing was, I was saying,
yeah, go ahead.
But then with Shaq, but the thing was with Shaq, he's struggling right now if he finds somebody. The last series, I don't know with who's, but the thing is, I don't know why. He got the money. I don't know if it's hype, but Shaq is struggling to find a chick that's maybe a bad chick. Ever since that what's her name? He got a divorce and everything. And then the hoops, you can see Shaq. Shaq is struggling right now. He is.
Him and Irv Gotti. They both are.
I'm a Irv Gotti.
There you go.
Irv Gotti.
They're gonna go for women like Brittany Griner. That's why. Even like why you think Kevin Samuel kept promoting her on a higher scale? You like, man, try to strive for women like her. Strive for her because she was slim. She looked good. Man, get those type of women. Don't get the quote unquote bitch Shirleys. That's what I'm saying.
Fabulous and friendly. Give me a pepper with a fupa. Give me a pepper with a fupa who know how to fry some fish outside.
No, it's but I get your concept, Hakeem. I'm just telling you, man. Literally, when mind you, I went to work last night. Me leaving, mind you, going to work. I came out of my car. I literally see a regular guy like me with a baddie. Like, I'm not gonna lie, with a baddie. Like, you'll be like that's what I'm saying. Like those, I rarely see them with the one you always say the pepper.
The pepper, yeah.
And the thing is about it, Ronnie has a point because we live in big cities, we see like this, like Miami. I'm in LA, I see it and everything.
Exactly.
When I used to live in Pontiac, we didn't see a lot of. Once I moved from Pontiac into Miami, it was a totally different experience because when I started seeing chicks at like 8s, 9s, and 10s, I didn't know how to react because I rarely see those type of things, back in Pontiac or small cities. So, so you got some of these average men who live in, smaller cities, Pontiac or somewhere in Ohio, somewhere outside Chicago, these small, cities, they don't see anything and they see these IG chicks. And then once they go to a big city, move to a big city or visit a big city and they see a baddie, as you could say, that's a 9 or 10. They gonna either fantasize about them, try to get their number, or they got the money, try to sleep with them. What I would probably prefer, for a man to do, if you want to get a chick like this, to me, you pay off an escort. If you want to get with a chick like that personally, you go, you paid off with that, you pay over the escort because reason I'm saying that, do that because you get to sleep with her. Also, you're paying her for the time for her as well. So you would get to know the feeling, how these kind of women operate, what they do and anything, who's are 8s, 9s, and 10s. Instead of, you go out with a chick that's 8s, 9s, and 10 who's not really interested, and you might got the money, not really interested, and she's not wifey material because most of them chicks are not really wifey material, but some men they marry her anyway, and then they find out she's not really wifey material, and they don't really do what wife. They really don't do what with wife duties and everything, and couple years later they get a divorce.
Hakeem, he's about to go in. Trust me. That's
I am because I was gonna put on my pink glasses. I come from an era, thanks to the Lord, I was blessed to live in major cities. The baddies don't get married like that. They get effed. I've seen them. After they get used and they get a little bit older, then a tall, skinny nigga with big feet marry them after a while, or a fat, dusty dude with a little bit of money. The guy, the baddies that you seeing with some skinny dude, he's just there for sex. He don't have no money. Money makes you fall in love. I'm sorry to say it. Let's be real about it. Miami, Houston, Dallas, New York, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. These are the major cities where you trying to get somebody, get your weight up. Now, if we talking about Birmingham, Montgomery, Fort Pierce, maybe Bowie, Maryland, these places, yeah, some girl might marry the local shipyard guy or the crab fisherman or something like that. But what I'm saying is this: I don't know no IG model that has been married who I've seen that I've studied that had been married for this. I want to go to my beloved, Buffy the Body. I was in love with her. After her price went down, she married a fat, dusty, bald dude who wears Walmart shirt. He's an engineer. Basically, rich men marry average women. They sleep with baddies. Get what I'm saying? Baddies like drug dealers and scammers. We're there to just give you the kids. We're there to give you the illegitimate kids so the nice guy can raise them. That's how it's always been.
Sugar,
No, that's fine.
yeah, Sugar Bro said, "Why do men act like it's hard to meet rich men and basically go where the rich men are?" I'm gonna answer this. There's the thing is about it is there are some average men, they don't average men and rich men, they hang out differently, like for a rich man, they might rich man and average man, they rich men, they hang out with rich men grouped together instead of an average man. Unless if an average man has a certain type of business and can see profitable growth or anything like that. Or if you go to a club, a rich man could get a booth. An average man can't. So if a rich man could get a booth, he could attract all the ladies. But the thing is, why you ain't gonna see an average man try to get into a man's booth? You never see that. Only average women and rich women. So rich men and average man, they think a little bit differently, and also they hang out in different places as well. I just want to say that.
No, I don't know if I saw recently. Chris Brown was at a club. He flew in on certain city a bunch of women from each city to come with him to a venue. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's true in what Jordan is saying. Like those men, they rent out space. They rent out spaces where they make sure that the regular chick is not pretty much make sure they're not included in those spaces. But at the same time, Sugar Mom also mentioned the fact that women should go where these rich men are. The thing is, the rich man ain't really looking for women like you guys. That's why I keep saying they're not. They're not. Now, now don't get me wrong. There's been some cases where there is some rich man they'll see like a regular attractive woman and they be like, okay, I take a chance. But majority of the time, they're not going. They're not looking at y'all way.
Yeah. Yeah, I also say that this is not Pretty Woman when a rich guy is finding a prostitute. That's extremely rare. I was going to say that. That's extremely rare. You're not going to see that.
So let's give clarification to the people in the chat. You can meet a rich man, regular or Instagram baddie. I just want to say that because I don't want nobody to think that you can't. You can meet them. You can deal with a rich man. Some might spend some money on you. Some guys like to play sport. They'll hit the regular and that. But the difference is I don't know them who are marrying them. Baddie or regular. Now, mind you, it's a particular type of woman men with money wants. There's certain key differences. But for the most part, he's going to get his numbers up before he starts to get to that point where he's going to lock in. And when he lock in, it's not going to be some smuggler degular. It's going to be somebody, she might be regular, but she might be like an unkept gem. Something that you say, oh, snap, she just walked out of there? And all these girls who are half naked on Instagram, who are they're getting flown out to be used as porta potties at times. They're not getting married. A lot of people say this and that. Some of the beautifulest women I've seen on it, nobody's putting a ring on it. So I'm not saying this to be that. Men with money at a point in time do want a regular person, do want somebody that's respectful, who's going to become a wife, who can they bring in the public eye. You can't bring an Instagram model to a corporation function. I want y'all to think about that. Unless if we're talking about rappers, athletes,
you can't
rappers, athletes, and entertainers. No, rappers, athletes, and entertainers, do your thing, but you're going to get criticized. Look at Tay Diggs. They're crucifying him on the internet because he's with April. You know who's April, huh?
I ain't gonna lie, his career band fell off though. Nobody really.
He has, but look, She has been with Omarion. She's been caught with Dr. Dre. Now you with Tay Diggs, the best man.
And also not just Omarion's crewmate too, Little Fizz.
Lil Fizz. They're crucifying him.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ronnie working. Lord Spike Protein, he working.
Lord Spike. Yeah, I know how. Jay Prince for president. He's live right now. Yeah. We run the network, so everybody get whatever they want. But go ahead.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? We're looking at it like this. I just don't want everybody to think that's real life. Because a lot of these people who we look on the internet, they're single and they're unhappy. Vivica A. Fox, Claudia.
Sanaa Lathan.
Oh, can we keep going?
And the thing is like Sanaa, I just can't see why Sanaa Lathan is so single like that.
Listen, I knew she was never gonna get married when I seen she messed up that mac and cheese on Facebook. I see why nobody ain't married her. Beauty don't cook.
I give you cruel, man.
Beauty don't cook. She had the nerve to show that dry ass mac and cheese. Give me a pepper with some frupa who know how to dip the cheese in it. I'll take a pepper any day who know how to mac it. I know a pepper ain't gonna mess up no mac and cheese. I know a pepper ain't gonna mess up no mac and cheese. I know a Slim Jim from the projects ain't gonna mess up no mac and cheese. As fine as she is, you can't make no mac and cheese. Or
sweet potato pie on Thanksgiving. I'll tell you that.
Listen, Sugar Bum, there's no need to mention the old single men. We just named them in there. A lot of these guys are there. Listen, we all got unique situations, Sugar Bum.
Mm-hmm.
Some men, listen, if you're an old man single with money, you still gonna get sex. If you're an old man with no money, you're beating your meat till you die.
Let's just add the two they dated in the 80s. I even know they white. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. They're in the 80s and they still living their best life. They still got the money and they still can get women in their 30s and 20s. And also they got they still getting babies too. So some of these men, you know, that's in Jamie Foxx as well, they know they're not going to get married. But the thing is, they can still put women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, have a good time because why? They got money. Women are attracted to more money. They are arguments, as we can say. Go ahead, Akeem.
Go ahead, Ronnie. I know you was going to say something.
Go ahead, Ronnie. My bad.
I'm disagreeing with you. When you say an old man, he ain't got no money, he's being his meat. I said, no, I agree with that. No.
Listen, unless he getting sloppy seconds, that big mammy, unless he unless he knocking Big Mama who come outside in the muumuu to go buy a pack of cigarettes. Everybody fits a purpose, but I want to, Sugar Brian, I want to address something that you said, which is very pivotal. Y'all been around the wrong beautiful women. And she's right about that. We need to dissect that. Miami, Houston, Atlanta, Dallas, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. The most materialistic place in America.
In New York City as well. Preferably in Manhattan.
Listen, an average chick here in Miami wants you to break bread. I started selling drugs to get women.
True story. I came in line. That's a true story.
Listen, I did not know how to talk to women. I just knew some guys from 4-7. I knew some guys from the city. And they say, fat boy, you want to get you something? Come get you some money. Yes, majority of, and we're not saying all beautiful women, regular beautiful women are getting snatched up.
Sure, I can't. I used to be there with you, man. I used to trick with you. So
yeah,
I can't even tell you. I used to have the baddies. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, like.
Listen, we ain't gonna lie. We spent a couple dollars. When I had a little weight, when I had a little money.
We didn't care about that, man. It was like because it's the image of Miami. You gotta have a pretty woman with you in the car, even though you have a box Chevy. It's just
Yeah.
Just I'm laughing on Brittany hard because I can't. It's funny, man. That's what I can't help myself. I'm sorry.
Them niggas be sad. Listen, it was a part of the game. And listen, we didn't get older until we know that we wanted somebody genuine and nice. But if you wanted a ghetto diamond, a pretty thing from out the projects, who work at Checkers, 26-inch down, 26 inches down, you got to pull up in something nice. Pull up in something nice. Like, you getting off of work?
True. And mind you, the girl working at Checkers will pay what the bare minimum, and then you still have to have a nice car.
You still got to have a nice car.
I got a question because I was learning about, you know, did them one time when was they trying to see if you had like a dunk as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to know.
Hey, check this out. Just Jay, you are correct, and I can stamp that I done bought plenty bundles. I want you to look at my Haitian eyes. I done paid for pigtails, washing sets, sew-ins.
I can't offer you back.
What about the color wigs?
I didn't get to that point. I had checked out before the wigs.
Okay.
Back in the days.
Nails, hair. I used to help women get their cars. I did all that.
Listen, we did anything. Yeah, listen. Back in the day, we'll put you in a neon.
Look. Sugar Bun said, "I came. I knew a new wig, but you had to work hard for that new wig.
You gotta cook clean, on demand. You know what the nether word comes after that.
Hakeem was making that bread. People don't understand. Hakeem was making that bread.
Come on, man. He said, y'all got to look at what? He said, y'all got to look at, he said, y'all got to look at attractive, what's settled for y'all be speaking from the perspective, not true beauty. He said, Hakeem, all right. Oh, y'all, all of that? Yeah. Listen. Gore, sad to say it, this is the culture here in Miami. We was raised in this. You know what I'm trying to say? Listen, you're going to date in close proximity. Everybody wanted the ghetto diamonds. Some of the smart guys would say, Hakeem, I'm not going after that. I want what them niggas want.
It's also living in Miami for 8 years. Even though I was with my wife, you know, that's how the culture works. I can attest to that as well.
Yeah,
you can see it.
You got men in Miami going in debt just to get the girl down the street. Like they buying like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all that just to get the girl down the street.
And the thing is, you know, there are some men that will go to South Beach, will spend a whole paycheck just to get a chick. Man. Get a Lambo, rent with Lambo for a whole day. They'll spend $700 over a Lambo for a couple hours and everything, and try to get maybe a chick or two and spend money. They spend a whole paycheck just on the weekend.
Why you think Sexy Red got a little? You say I'm in Miami, where the hoochie daddies at? You get what I'm saying? Like everybody knows Miami.
No, those Spike. It's not rap music because it's just the environment that you live in. I said the same thing in Pontiac. You know, when I was in Pontiac, we wanted the ghetto diamonds. They were the popular ones we can see and everything. This is speaking from Pontiac. So if you went different areas, you know, you can see what other people are looking at. What's probably the most popular things to do, and you know, people is attracted to that, and they want to do the same thing. They want to get the you know, while I'm in Pontiac, you know, they want to get the bad chick or the baddies with the nails done, hair did, or the braids did, you know, with a fatty and the, you know, tits and all that type of stuff. You know, it just depends on where you at in America. If a certain population is attracted to this type of chick, everybody's gonna jump into it.
No, I unloaded King's fault. Hakeem and Jordan, they came with this topic. They in it. I'm not fair enough.
Listen, you said I was only buying bundles.
I am too, Lord Spike. I'm in the area as well. Go ahead.
Baby, I was paying light bills. I was paying light bills in my heydays.
He was.
Listen, I was paying for summer camps. summer camp, schools. They say, listen, I almost said my real name. They say, is that Miss Hakeem? That's Mr. Hakeem coming? I pull up in the Chevy. You see the kid head position. Mama, that's Hakeem outside.
I can't use about kids' shoes, Jordans, all of that.
Sneakers.
Hakeem, they don't tell them. They don't know, man. Judge Jay,
Look at cookies.
You already know the type of women it is over here, and the type of man they're looking for. Like you can't be at the bottom.
You can't. I wanted to come. Listen, I've been a lot of kids' fathers out here in Florida. I'm their real daddy.
For real though.
I'm their real daddy.
Hey, you should get a shirt. Put it on the shirt that said, "I'm the real daddy." First, I came with a lot of daddies around Miami.
Listen, it's been stepdaddy season before I even know it.
For real.
They say, Dad, they say, Mama, you still dating that Haitian man? That Haitian boy from up the street?
Hakeem will cut me, man. Hakeem don't know, man. I'm telling you.
They don't know.
He be mad, but I'm about to get mad because Hakeem used to be cutthroat with women.
Listen,
like,
them kids love me. Go ask about me. I'm buying nail polish. I'm buying the whole nail polish kit for the little girls on Christmases. Ask about me. I'm a real listen. I'm not none of like these suckers y'all talk about. At that point in time, I didn't even care you had an old man in jail. I'll go put money on his books, baby. We'll go put money on your husband's books for you.
See, Fresh Sound, same thing for Miami. He'll tell you, man spent $15,000 on women just to deal with women over here. I'm telling you, it's not like that. Why when women come over here, they love the men over here are different. Reason.
Now I want to give a caveat to this. I want to go back to what Laura Sprite Protein said. Laura Sprite Protein. Hip hop music is influenced by the culture that's outside. Or y'all just seeing it from a grand scale. This is something we see every day. The girls with the halter top and the jeans, they hollering at the drug dealers and stuff like that. If I grew up in a small town in Omaha, I would be married right now and I'll be working at the steel mill, having 2-3 kids. Just bought me a pickup truck.
How do you know these cities' name, man? That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, I don't went to
it. He was a truck driver, so he drove to these small cities. Yeah.
Yeah, how you know Omaha? Like that's way out there.
That's Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah.
I've been in Indiana and stuff like that. If I grew up in a small town, I would have been a part of a church, had a pickup truck. I would have been a part of the choir, maybe a bishop. I would have been the bishop and just say, Bishop Hakeem. I said, my wife's right over there. You can go talk to her. I got about 3, Junior, Marquise, and Delante. Junior, Marquise, and Delante. That's all I got, Lord. But no, I grew up in Miami. I said we wanted the baddies. We wanted the baddies. The long skin with the light hair. I didn't care if you had blonde. If you was a ghetto diamond, I'm cutting the check.
And the thing is, Hakeem, people don't know, Florida is warm or hot all year round. And what I mean is, when there's a place you go to Florida where it's warm and it's hot all year round, you're gonna see skin.
You'll
see skin in any other cities in the world, other than America. Florida, that's where you see the most skin. And that's the reason when I first moved to Miami, when I first visited Miami, I saw a whole bunch of skin like I had never seen before in my life. Shout out to you, Hakeem. My wife said, she just texted me, she said, you funny as hell, man.
As you crack it up. Because everybody know if you've been to Miami Gore, Miami is a trick city, yes.
Yeah.
If you got it. That's the thing.
It ain't tricking. They just love you.
It's like
Facts.
It's a norm. It's like, okay, good. Guy going over there to go to Ruth Chris. He spent about $2,000 to $3,000. You know what I'm saying? That in Benihana, he spent like $2,000 to $3,000. They don't care. It's not like, okay. But someone that's out of town come to Miami and they see that, they're like, man, that guy's crazy. But we don't see it's crazy because we see it as a norm. Like, okay,
that's right.
Those men to do the same thing. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I'm telling you right now, You see a lot of women. You might see them with certain men. Listen. You might see them with certain men. These men are just smashing. They're not maintaining. The men with the money always win. And we talk, when I say money, I'm not talking about drug dealers. Drug dealers is just a factor. I'm talking about the plumbers. Listen, it's a dude who got his keys jingling on the side. That's who she answered to when that phone rings. She just with you, my nigga. Them kids know him by name. Just like the kids know me by name. They say that's Great Dickie suit coming up the street. Mind you, I used to wear a Great Dickie, Brown Dickie all the time. I used to come up the street, bring Little Caesar's Pizza, give $5 to every kid. Make sure y'all don't go across the street now. While they sit outside, walk up in the house. Mr. Hakeem, you leaving today? I'll be back around here later.
It ain't tricking if you got it. Fact.
It ain't tricking if you got it. And I love the Ghetto Diamonds with 4-5 kids. Every kid getting a sneaker. It wasn't, you got money, it ain't nothing.
He was like, Oprah Winfrey, you get a sneaker. You get a sneaker.
You
You get a sneaker. You get a sneaker.
Shit, you would listen. You were stressing you were stressing school time came. Listen, listen. This is how you know I was a cheater too.
You see what Natasha Vincent said?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Natasha.
Yeah, listen. This is how I used to get them too. Christmas time come back in the days in Miami on school days. Used to get half price off on day. I said, listen, I'll take 1,000. Lord Jesus, forgive me. I take $1,000 and take all the kids shopping on the day. They didn't even know it was half price that day. I was paying pennies on the dollar, buying shirts, doing this. I said, I think she'll look nice in that.
Hey, I'm not surprised you didn't take them to Disney World yet.
Oh man, listen, nobody got that far though. A lot of them used to trick themselves out the bag after that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of said trick themselves out the bag after that.
No, but
let me tell you, huh?
No, what Gord's saying true. A lot of them max out their credit cards. That we said earlier.
Yeah,
guys do it because they want to live the high life in Miami. They're willing to max out their credit cards, or get somebody else's credit card and use it. They'll do that. That's why Miami is known for frauds. They known for that. Yeah.
See, it's the certain type of women you deal with that a lot of these guys did not know how to maintain. I'm not getting with nobody that want a Birkin bag. You know what I mean? I wasn't at that level. You know what I mean? I was at a level. You get you a Michael Kors. You get you a Michael Kors. I could get you a knockoff Gucci or a Fendi bag. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know a couple of the Caribbean guys who had the boats. You know what I mean? They had the little U-Haul thing selling out the thing. I could get you a couple bags. You know what I'm saying? But for sure, if that bundle was right, I was getting them. 400. We were spending on that.
Shout out to you, Justin. I hear you. I hear you on that. I hear you. Shout out to you, Daryl Long. Good to see you in the chat, buddy.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't. When you said that, I ain't gonna lie. That image came in my head because I know what shoot you talking about. That's why I'm laughing. You know
the place I'm talking about. Listen, it was an Indian Jamaican man. He was selling the knockoff Gucci bags in the duffels. I used to always see him every other week. I said, I need another purse. I'll pay extra to get the box. He'll sell you the box too. It's extra. I'll just go wrap it up and I just bought this for you, man. I ain't want nothing. I'm just gonna drop this off.
That's real talk. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Zarby. We see you, Zarby. Shout out to you. We see you.
Yeah, remember people, but they be in the clouds. That's what I say. They normally watch or they watch the playback. Shout out to you, Zarby. And shout out to Motivating Vision too. Motivating Vision was here. Hakeem wilding out today. I don't know. He been drinking some water.
No, but listen,
was drinking on.
You got to remember, we was outside a little bit early. I had two positive that worked for me. You know they say Caribbean men spend money, so you know you a Caribbean man. You was already labeled. He Haitian. I know he gonna pay something. That was the label already. He Haitian. He gonna pay something regardless. They always say them Haitians know how to pay like they wait. Two, I had an old man. I used to go up the corner store, and he used to sit there in the Cadillac. He say, "Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You don't want to have no problem with no woman. You better spend that bread."
You see what just Jake said to you, Hakeem?
What? What'd she say?
She said Hakeem said me and the kids to Disney World.
Oh yeah, come on, man. We was good. Listen, if you get lucky, you can do all the theme parks, baby. If I'm feeling froggy.
If that's the case, he don't see the Disney World. He'll come to us, come to LA, see the Disneyland too.
Come on, man. Sherry Bryant, yeah, them fake bags was coming. You was gonna get a fake bag. You wouldn't know because he
have fake bags. Them don't be real, man. The Chanel's, think,
yeah.
And please.
Listen.
Where to go get them? Me and Hakeem already know where to go get them.
Basically, and listen, this was the time at the flea market. This when the girls used to like the charm bracelets.
Exactly.
We'll go load up on the charms. She said, where we going? Baby, we're going to get you a couple new charms on that bracelet.
Which flea market? They're going on 79th or no?
There's one on 70 on 7.
Oh, shout out to that flea market, buddy. That's where I got my haircut at.
Basically.
For the grills all the way down. That joke was crazy. Del Long said women wins.
No. Hey, Darryl Long. Women always been winning because, listen, real men who know how to maintain women going to spend bread. They're going to get fancy cars. They're going to look the part, and they're going to fall. If you want to maintain them, you got to keep that status quo up. This is why when you hear Prince Hakeem, you don't hear none of that dirty stuff on the street. I was not playing them type of games. I was paying like I weigh. Lord Jesus, I was paying like I weigh. Listen, if your mama was having a bad day, I was sending roses over there.
Oh, that's nice. That's sweet.
I was sending roses over there. She was going shopping. I said, here, put a couple dollars in your name.
That's deep.
Put a couple dollars over there. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you a story. I wasn't even dating a girl. I just had a thing for her. And her brother had died. I just sent some roses over there. I just, just so when she see me walk up the street, listen, she didn't even know I knew her address. I just sent the roses. And then, when they see me walk up the street, I said, that's Hakeem up there. You know what I'm saying? I keep old school. You know what I'm saying?
We'll come to your show. Not Jordan. Del Long. Yeah, we'll come to your show. You already know what's it. You already know I'm over there. But yeah, we'll come over there, no doubt. I don't know how King.
Sure.
Only he can handle that type of crowd. Del Long say come to his show. I said I don't know how King.
No, definitely. I got. We love Del Long. I'll be over there. We support him. But this is life. You know.
Well, anyway, guys, you already know it's time to y'all final thoughts on today's show. It was funny. I loved it, but on today's show, go ahead. Final thoughts.
For me, go back to the Brittany Renner in the situation. As we talk, kind of switch up and everything. A lot of people still want Brittany Renner. The average man still want Brittany Renner. Even though it doesn't matter how she act. Is she act, cool, cordial, or she act like that? What we saw in the podcast. Men still want certain men, like average men, they still want her anyway, shape or form. If they got the money, they probably marry her. That's my final take.
I can't no final thoughts.
I do. PJ was too young to handle a Brittany Renner. She need an old nigga who know how to wear her out. And I'm saying tire her out, just like you got to sit down and know how to deal with these women. These women are easy to figure out. All you got to do.
No, go ahead. What you were saying, Hakeem?
The last point, all you got to do is just shut up and listen, and you'll be able to figure out what's the issue and just and get her to get on your page.
And this is why it's so very important to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Not only that, but shout out to Hakeem, man. He was able to get our page, the page back because we was down. We were supposed to be down for a week, but he worked hard and got it back. Go ahead.
Listen. Don't shout out me. Everybody in the chat, you need to shout out this guy here, Ronnie Ron, and Jordan. They're the one that got us up to 718. I just been here chilling. I just, like Don Q say, I wasn't here. I was here. Sometimes I was sleeping. Sometimes I was awake. but them guys been doing the work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I just sent an email.
Jordan as well. Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Jordan. Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to him, but especially when he came on the team. Yeah, we on our way to 1K. You already know we on our way to 1K. Now I'm saying not only that, but shout out to Just Jay, Natasha Vincent, Lotus, Barry White. Barry, where you been at, man?
And listen, Miss Bloodstone, I was kind of surprised she knew about that.
Shout out to Urban Noise. Shout out to Gore. Shout out to Zara B. Shout out to Del Long. Del Long finally stayed long.
Del Long.
Pause. Most of the time he be out of here because he be doing his own show. Shout out to Lord Spike. Shout out to you. I know you got confused because Jay Prince was simulcasting on my page as well. So we normally do that. Shout out to Fresh Sound. Shout out to Kendall. Shout out to John Smith. John Smith, welcome back. Welcome back home. You've been missed heavily.
I see, Lotus.
Shout out to Gore. Shout out to Gore. Really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to Motivating Vision. She was here, but she left. Who else was in the chat? Oh, yeah, and a shout out to all those that's going to watch in the playback. Not only that, but guys, make sure it's very important to go to KR Culture Radio Community tab. In the Community tab, there's a KR Culture Radio t-shirt. Jordan got all the colors. I'm hating. I need to get all the colors. And also, Prince Hakeem New World Black Love. Come over here and support the platform. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all the new subscribers. You understand? Because we're on the road to 1K subscribers. But guys, you understand it's like a dream come true. Literally see all these new subscribers subscribing to the channel. Because I think they see the hard work we put in. Me, Jordan, and Hakeem. We doing our job. We making it pretty much making this entertainment for you guys so y'all can come to us each and every way. Oh, and also shout out to Sherry Bryant and Sky.
Listen, don't forget Young Greatness.
Yes.
That I don't want him to think he's the forgotten son, but
yes.
He's our begotten son. All of them are our sons.
Shout out to watching us on Facebook and also Instagram. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. We over and out.
And if you need a daddy, Hakeem's here.